Good evening and welcome to the Athletic Memorial Building on the campus of Henry Ford College. My name is Eric Pate, and it's time for our Henry Ford College Hawks volleyball and the matchup between the Oakland Community College Raiders, who come in with a record of 5-3, and your Henry Ford College Hawks, who come in with a record of 3-7. This should be a very interesting volleyball match. Of course, my partner Dallas Young, by the way, he had some stuff to do with his baseball team, so he's not here with us. But hey, we'll enjoy it all the same. And this is going to be some good volleyball. I talked with Oakland coach Amanda Yacklin, and she was saying that Henry Ford is going to be coming for some revenge because of the fact that they swept them. And I find that in the last match that they faced one another, 3-0, and that was back on March the 2nd. That was 9 days ago, and it was a 3-0 final, and pretty much it was all Raiders. So the Henry Ford Hawks, Kelsey Harris, Janae Collins, Madison Candela, Madison Somberg, and the crew are going to be looking for some revenge. And it was interesting in my conversation with Coach Yacklin. I said, what do you expect out of Henry Ford tonight? She said, some scrappy volleyball from Henry Ford. And that's what they're known for. They're known for an aggressive style when they need it, and they manufacture points. On the other end, talking about Coach Braun, and talking to her last week regarding Henry Ford, she says the thing that you have to remember about the Hawks team, of course, this is Coach Braun's first year. She said that the Hawks have won more games and more sets than they did all last year. That's a key point, very important point in this process. They won 3 games already this year, 3-7. It's not the record that anyone would want, but from this standpoint, Henry Ford has shown a lot of progress. So let's certainly be excited about that. So let's get ready for tonight's match. For Henry Ford, I'm looking down, and Janae Collins is out front, number 8. We've got number 7, Lily Grantham, who is in there, as well as number 10, Alyssa Dart. They're in the front row. Captain is Madison Somberg. Number 11 is, I said, Candela. She's already in there. And ready to serve is number 9, Megan Hollis. The other Hawk is number 10, Alyssa Dar. She's up front. So it's Dar, Collins, and Grantham up front. Here we go. And just like that, the Raiders lead it 1-0. Nice touch over the net right there. We'll set the Raiders lineup momentarily as they get a substitute that comes in. And number 4, Olivia Miller, will serve. Her serve lands right where you want it if you're a Raider, and it's 2-0. Miller is back to serve once again. And she gets it, and it's 3-0. 3-0. 3-0 Raiders, first game. Here's Miller, back to serve to that back row, number 10, Dar. Goes over the net. Grantham gets it over. Somberg, as Henry Ford sets up their offense there to return it. Miller, and the Raiders work from the outside. Nice touch. Side out. Nice play by Alyssa Dar to score a point for Henry Ford. It's 3-1. And Alyssa Dar is on the serve. Give us a second, and we'll get all these lineups and everything in order. Some nice pronunciations for the Raiders, that's for sure. Nice serve by number 10, Alyssa Dar. And that's what we mean about manufacturing points. And that's what Coach Oakland from OCC said. It's 3-2. Alyssa Dar on the serve. Collins, they can't dig it out. And now it's a side out, and it's 4-2 Raiders as they go to the substitutions. Leela Splavak. Splavak out of Stockwell Prep Academy in Brighton. And serve is Natalie Nelson, the captain, side out. And it's 4-3. And here comes for the Hawks, Nima Johnson, and number 5, Kelsey Harris. Kelsey Harris has been the spark plug for the Hawks offense, and defensively she's played well. So Nima Johnson does a great job with the serves in the match. Nice return by Nima. That's a big hand there and a big spike for number 15, Leela Splavak. Splavak is listed at 6'4", number 15, freshman. This roster is made up of 6 freshmen and 4 sophomores. And back to serve is Shapricia Jokbai, a freshman, 5'3" freshman out of Oxford. Henry Ford setting it up. 5-3, OCC, if you just joined us, that's a big hitter, Splavak. But Henry Ford's going to manufacture some points all night long. Here's Splavak again, trying to attack that back row. Nice touch by Kelsey Harris right up front. Side out as Evan Hughes, freshman out of Milford. Outside hitter, middle blocker, gets the point for OCC, and it's 6-3. Number 11, Jokbai on the serve. You see the setting in from the outside. They love working from the outside, OCC does, but Henry Ford will use all of their hits to return a serve. And that's too much from Splavak. She's the tallest player on the team. And on this, she's about as tall as some of the basketball players we've seen. Side out, 6'4". And Lily Gratham's going to serve for the Hawks. 6'4", just underway in game 1. Right at the net. 3 times. And they hit them where they ain't. And that's number 11, Madison Candela, making it 6-5. The manufacturing of points. You have to be patient if you're going to play against Henry Ford. 6-5. Lily Grantham back to serve. We'll give you some statistics in a moment, but Henry Ford, if they can manufacture points, they can win a match. We've seen it happen, but there's a side out as Henry Ford, as OCC had a nice touch around the net, and it's 7-5. And number 12 is Evan Hughes back to serve, and into the lineup for Henry Ford is Alyssa Sanner. And that's out. And it's 8-5 OCC. On the floor right now as number 12, Evan Hughes for OCC back to serve. And that's out, side out. Ball goes back over to the Hawks. And number 11, Madison Candela, is going to serve. Substitute back in. Alyssa Dar comes in for Somberg. Nima Johnson. Alyssa Sanner, Megan Hollis up front, along with Alyssa Dar and Kelsey Harris. You got to time those jumps just right, and that was a nice play at the net for Megan Hollis. 8-7 OCC. Let's see if the Hawks can develop a rally here. Madison Candela on the serve. All the way to the back row. 2 hits. Nice set. Right at the net there. Great play by Kelsey Harris. And right there, OCC couldn't do anything with it. Olivia Miller tried to Reset it and could not. Now it's tied at 8. 3-0 run right now for the Hawks, and Madison Candela on the serve. And it's out. And guess what? Henry Ford has the lead, 9-8, a 4-0 run. It was 8-5. Here comes Candela. Let's see if she can continue with that. Back row. Nice serve. 10-8. And you see the energy, and you hear the energy from the Hawks. And there's a timeout of OCC. With 10-8, game number 1, Henry Ford. Remember, back on March the 2nd, the Raiders straight set at them 3-zip. So Henry Ford is definitely looking for some revenge on their home floor. Had a great time talking with Coach Braun about a week ago, won a halftime of one of the basketball games, and she was very adamant about the progress that's been made with this team. They've had some rough times in some of the matches, but all in all, overall, you have to say that you could see the improvement of this team from last year to this year. There's some strides yet to be made, but the steps are gradual, and it's good to see that. And the young ladies are very excited, very energetic, and you want to see that. Last time out, we were here checking them out. That was a tough match against Mott. They went down 3-zip. That was last Thursday. Boy, is the time flying. Since then, they played Ancilla over at Lake Michigan College, and they beat them 3-1, and they lost to Lake Michigan. This was Saturday, 3-1. So here we are. They've been off since Saturday, and let's see if the rest has helped them recharge their batteries. Number 11, Madison Candela on the serve for Henry Ford. Nice touch, and a nice save by Allison Sanner. Here comes OCC, but right at the net was Megan Hollis and Kelsey Harris, and a nice return, scores another point. It's 11-8. 11-8. Candela back to serve. 6-0 run for the Hawks. Trying to attack from the outside, and that was Miller, but right back at them was Alyssa Dar. They go to the middle, and they got to get it across. Nima Johnson resets it. Sanner getting it across is Candela on the back row. Nima Johnson, nice set. Nice tip. Let's see if it, nice touch by Megan Hollis on the outside. I think they called number 9, Megan Hollis there at the net, and side out 11-9. Nice run, though. Nice run to get a lead. 6-0 run, and so back to serve. It's her turn, the big girl. Tall young lady. Splavek, and they score another point, 11-10. Henry Ford's going to try to hang as tough as they can, see what kind of alignment they're set up in. I think they're going to use Kelsey Harris on the outside, use some of her power and strength. This time they go opposite, and that was Alyssa Dar. Was a double hit there, 12-10, Henry Ford. Now we're going to see Camille Brown checking in for Janae Collins, and of course, Nima Johnson comes out as well as Kelsey Harris. Early in the year, Coach Braun was using Kelsey Harris and Janae Collins at the same time. Let's see if she does that at some point of this match tonight. 12-10, Henry Ford. They're serving. Camille Brown on the serve. And that's the strength. That is the strength that OCC has. Olivia Miller coming from the outside, and it's 12-11. 12-11. And back to serve. There was a side out there. Is Sydney Gomley, a setter, Attica, Michigan, North Branch High School. Somberg sets it up. Center, and then from the outside. And that was Megan Hollis, and that's a prime example of what Coach Oakland was saying. Henry Ford can manufacture some points, just like a Ford assembly line. They put it together. 13-11. Hollis. Nice serve at the net. There's that power, and that is giving Henry Ford some fits tonight. Side out, 13-12. Checking in for the Raiders is number 12, Evan Hughes. And back to serve is Olivia Miller, an outside hitter. She's a 6-footer out of Wall Lake, either Central or Northern. It just says Wall Lake. She's from Commerce. Lily Grantham couldn't get enough on that one, so now we're tied at 13, halfway through this first game. Eric Pate with you. Volleyball action at the Athletic Memorial Building. Happy to be with you tonight. Miller. Nice setup, and Janae Collins kind of mishit that one, and it's 14-13 OCC. Miller back to serve again. She's got some different head rag on, headgear. Thought it was dye in her hair. That was a hot serve, a hot ball from the Raiders. They're setting it up, trying to hit from the outside, going to that back row, but Camille Brown was ready. Janae Collins touching it across, and Janae Collins is right there again at the net. Here come the Raiders, and that was in. That was a close call. 15-13. OCC has responded with a 4-0 run. They were down 13-11. The Hawks, third hit, getting it across on their third ball. And that was a hot shot that Hollis just couldn't handle, and it's 16-13. I thought in the match against Mott, could have been some timeouts that could have been called, but I think at some point you look at it and say, hey, this team may just be better than us tonight. And I think that was the case last Thursday when they faced the Mott Bears. Now tonight, they got to continue to manufacture some points to hang in here. I'm talking about the Hawks. Third hits are very important. Had a lot of first and second hit errors. And that stops the run. That was a 5-0 run. Now side out, 16-14. Henry Ford has it. And it's Madison Candela's chance to serve and to shine. Let's see what she does. Coming from the outside, Camille Brown laid out for that one. Great hustle. And Alyssa Dyer couldn't get it across. (17-14). Camille Brown again. The Raiders want to come from their outside, and they are doing it with Lila Splivek. That goes out of bounds, and now it's 17-15. Here comes Kelsey Harris, Nima Johnson. And Somberg Nima Johnson's going to be back to serve. See what kind of alignment. You got to have that back row stabilized if you're Henry Ford, because the Raiders are attacking it. Very aggressive. Lila Splivek on cue. They're going to the middle and that back row, and they score side out 18-15 Raiders. Number 11, Shapresha Jokbai, spelled G-J-O-K-J. Jokbai on the serve. From the outside, Henry Ford gets it across. Nice response at the net. Coming from the outside. And that's Leila Splivek. She's got a lot of kills tonight. 19-15. Whoa. That's the stuff that you have to be aware of, and your head's got to be on a swivel. It's easy to say when you're sitting up here. Joke by on the serve. Now, that roof is in. Splivek may be 6'4", but she couldn't handle that one. And the home court gets a side out, and the Hawks have it back. 19-16 with Lily Grantham serving. And let's see what she can manufacture here with her serve. A jump serve. And it's out. 19-17. 2 in a row. Henry Ford doing exactly, as I keep referencing, Amanda Yacklin, coach from OCC, she said that Henry Ford would manufacture points. And Henry Ford trying to step third hit. Got it across. Great job. More power. Hollis hung in there for Henry Ford at the net. That's the key play of this rally here. Third hit, third ball. And they get it in there on that third ball, and they're making it happen with their third attempt, and that's Olivia Miller. Side out, number 12, Evan Hughes. Back to serve for the Raiders. Henry Ford's doing a lot of running to get to the spot. I think that they've got the Raiders off. That was good. A good play by Harris. Trying to set up a kill there. Great play. And that was out. So it'll be 21-17. 21-17 OCC. Henry Ford needs to stop this one and get the ball back. Evan Hughes on the serve. Somberg. And now it's 22-17. It's Coach Braun of the Hawks trying to let her players know what they should do here. And a 2-4 alignment there. Setting up some outside. Nice touch by the Hawks. And at the net, that's where Kelsey Harris does her damage. There she is again. Nice leaping ability. Third ball. Can't get it across. 23-17. A third ball error, and it's a timeout, Henry Ford. 23-17, game number 1. Eric Pate with you at the Athletics Memorial Building. Want to let you know we're going to be here for the Hawks Invitational on Saturday. Wrestling. I haven't done wrestling. I haven't written about wrestling in about 30-some-odd years. But I'm going to get my fill on Saturday afternoon. Catch us at noon. You can get on the Henry Ford College website or the YouTube channel. Just punch in Henry Ford, and the game will pop up, or in this case, the Invitational. The Wrestling Invitational, that's this Saturday right here at the Athletics Memorial Building, where all the Hawks sports, you can find all the Hawks winter sports right here. Eric Pate with you solo. Partner Dallas Young has some commitments with baseball. He is a college athlete, so duty calls, you got to go. They're paying the bills. And I'll just give you some statistics real quick for Henry Ford. They have in the through 9 matches, they had 5 kills per set, 4.69 assists per set, 0.46 blocks per set, service aces per set, 0.51, and digs per set, 9.54. Not bad. But now we got to focus and lock ourselves in. Evan Hughes, OCC, 23, Henry Ford, 17. Nice communication there by the Hawks. Let's see from the outside. And that was more than just one girl can hit the ball. That's Olivia Miller. And Hughes is back to serve. And it's game point, 24-17. That's out, side out. So now it's 24-18. 24-18. Madison Candela, let's see if Henry Ford can go on an 8-0 run and walk away with game one. Let's see. From the outside, is that Miller? Get it in, and it's 24-19. If they ever needed to manufacture some points, it's now. 24-19. On the serve was Madison Candela. Hollis. It's an error, and you can't have that. So 25-19. OCC wins game number one. 25-19. Some of the basketball players are here to support their volleyball siblings in the Henry Ford College Athletics family. And that's good to see because the volleyball girls seem to come out and support. So it's all love all the way around. So coming into this in game two, it's going to be critical for Henry Ford to serve, win some serves, get some aces, establish your game from the net, and generate some points from using your power on the outside. Madison Candela has been reliable in that regard. As you see, the Henry Ford College Hawks ladies are conversing with assistant coach Miguel Banda. And I think they have a new assistant coach. Got to get her name so we can mention her here on the telecast. So we know about Saturday's Wrestling Invitational, and I am excited about it. I've written about wrestling. It's going to be interesting to call it. So make sure you tune in. Show some love in the chat during the broadcast. You can also chat tonight. Let us know how we're doing, but really focus and concentrate on these athletes because that's what it's about. And Henry Ford College Athletic Director Rochelle Taylor has, and I appreciate her giving me this opportunity, and by the way, and college president as well. But I tell you, this outfit, this new brand spanking new, it's a shame we're in a COVID protocol because this gym looks totally different, totally revamped, beautiful. It looks beautiful, and you just got to see it. But we can't have any fans in, so maybe next year. But right now it's 25-19, game one win for OCC. 9 days ago, they defeated Henry Ford, 3-0, straight set at them. And talk about revenge. That was on the mind. Amanda Yacklin said this. She expected Henry Ford to come out and be aggressive. She expected them to be resilient and manufacturing points and doing what they do. But right now they're down 1 game to none. Let's see what will happen for the rest of the evening here. 3-7 Henry Ford is. And they need this. They need this one for just stay in the conference, Metro Conference race. And as I said, Coach Braun is building this thing. She did that at Lawrence Tech. She's been with Schoolcraft. It's going to get better. But right now you got to take these baby steps to keep it rolling. So here we go with game number 2. Henry Ford College taking on Oakland Community College. And back to serve for OCC is Olivia Miller. She is a 6-footer from Wall Lake. And there's a serve to start game 2. And it's a side out. Good sign. Good play at the net. And that was, who was that? Number 1, Alyssa Sanner. And back to serve for the Hawks is number 9, Megan Hollis. Hawks lead at 1-0. Big outside hit, and Nima Johnson. We always talk about catching bodies, Dallas and I. Young lady almost caught a body, and there it is. It's a nice touch over the net, and it's 2-0 Hawks. That's the kind of stuff that the Hawks have been able to do. Stay alive. And Megan Hollis is back to serve for the Hawks. Kind of a stacked formation there. Use a basketball term. And at the net, and they're up 3-0. Alyssa Dar catching the Raiders off balance. And that's what you need to do, 3-0. Build some confidence. Nice serve. You want those serves to be low and on a rope. The outside, nice touch by Evan Hughes. And side out makes it 3-1, Henry Ford. Time to play a little defense as number 9, Jordan Grants, a 5'11" freshman out of Bloomfield Hills Andover High School. They are tall. Size advantage as per usual. But in baseball, they say hit them where they ain't. And that's what the Hawks just did. 4-1, side out. Back to serve it up is number 10, Alyssa Dar. Nice serve. Third ball. And the Raiders got it across, but they couldn't respond. And that was Veronica Jakanowicz, a setter, freshman out of Dearborn High School. Surprised to see her because I thought she's going to redshirt. 4-2. Good to have her on the floor. And that was joked by on the serve. Big hit. Third ball and a very good return for number 11, Madison Candela. That was a kill. 5-2. We talk so much about manufacturing points. Hey, Henry Ford could score the volleyball way. Very good job there. Back to serve is Madison Somberg. She's in along with Kelsey Harris. Always good to see Kelsey at the net. And this time the Raiders get strong. And 5-3, they got it done right there. And it's 5-3 Hawks. Lauren Pausch, Farmington High School, on that serve. That's a battle, and Kelsey won it. She went head up with Spivak, the 6'4" girl, and stared her down and scored a point. Side out, and it's Henry Ford's ball, 6-3. It's their serve. Checking in for the Raiders, Lauren Pausch. Back to serve, Lily Grantham for the Hawks. Nima Johnson, third ball here. If you're playing Henry Ford, you better stay focused because they are patient and methodical. That's the best way to describe their attack at times. And a nice touch Olivia Miller tipped it over. And that's sometimes when you throw off the tempo and the momentum, you can score. 6-4. Volleyball is not all about power. I'm learning that. And so Spivak, the 6'4" freshman out of Stockwell Prep. Nice hustle by Nima Johnson, and even a better play by Madison Candela. Touch at the net to third ball, and it's a good one. Great play by Candela there. Very impressive. 7-4. And Nima Johnson's checking out as Candela serves. Henry Ford up 7-4. Good hustle by the Hawks to get it over. See what the Raiders do here. Good response at the net. That's Kelsey Harris. There's Kelsey again. This time she hit it too far, and it's 7-5. And that's Gormley back to serve. Setter on this Raiders team that's 5-3. Third ball here from the outside. Nice touch by the Raiders. Nima Johnson sets it up. On the return, it hit the ceiling, so it's 7-6. And the Raiders are closing in. As number 2, Gormley back to serve. We'll try to probably go in that back row, and they do. You have to be alert and ready. These girls are not afraid of this ball coming at you. Nice play. Point goes to the Hawks, 8-6. They're maintaining this lead. And into the match, Jurkanowicz and Camille Brown's going to serve. Eight, 6. Oakland and Camille Brown tried to return Natalie Nelson's hit, but couldn't. And it's 8-7 Hawks. Back to serve is Miller for OCC. 8-7. Game number 2. Eric Pate with you at the Athletic Memorial Building on the campus of Henry Ford College. And now it's 8-8. That's one of those errors that you just cannot have when you're playing a team like OCC. 8-8. I think this is an important part of the match for Henry Ford. Keep your head up, Hawks. Setting it up, trying to go for the outside, and they score. And that's Jurkanowicz. Nice play. And out of the lineup is Sander. And into the lineup is Alyssa Dar. Back to service, Hollis. Megan Hollis. 9-8 Hawks. A lot of bang-bang action at the net. A little confusion by the Raiders. They couldn't get it across. They couldn't figure out who was going to hit it. 10-8. This is the never-give-up type attitude and spirit that we saw early on in the season, Dallas and I, with these Hawks. 10-8. Nice serve by Hollis. Hollis is in the mix, setting it up. And that's a nice Kill by number 10, Alyssa Dar, and the ladies get excited. 11-8. You like to see that. When they are excited, it's infectious. Timeout, OCC. 11-8, Henry Ford. Watching Henry Ford College taking on Oakland Community College and Michigan Community College Athletic Association women's volleyball. Eric Pate with you here at the Athletic Memorial Building. And after upcoming Saturday's Hawks Invitational, we'll have volleyball next Thursday. Terra State will be here. And then we have basketball on Tuesday the 23rd. And that's Henry Ford College and Macomb Community College. That's the return go. Remember, Macomb defeated Henry Ford 84-79 in a game where all the coaches were quarantined for Henry Ford. So that ought to be an interesting return matchup. And then we got some more wrestling on March the 27th. Then we'll be in the month of April. So a lot of activity going on. So stay with us on the live stream and the YouTube. Hollis going to serve it up. 11-8. Side out. They can't have service errors like that. 11-9. Don't like seeing that. Jordan Grants is going to serve. And great play. And that's some textbook volleyball that you want to see. 12-9 Hawks. And on that serve was Alyssa Dar. And what I'm saying, and great job at the net by the Hawks. 13-9. They've expanded this lead to 4 because they are not backing down. They are going step for step with the Raiders. As Dar served it. And there, Lila Splevik shows and displays why she's a talented, she's a versatile player. Just not someone that goes with aggression, but she has nice touch. And 13-10. Back to serve is number 11, Joke by. That's out. And so it's 13-11 now as Joke by is back to serve again. And service error. 14-11. Henry Ford. This is their style of play. We're going to continue to play aggressive, and that's what they're doing. And back to serve is the captain, number 2, Madison Somberg. And it's side out. And they attack the middle and get the point, OCC does. 14-12. Let's see what kind of rally can come out of this on the third ball. A nice hit by Madison Candela leads to a point, and it's 15-12. And the ladies are having fun over there on the sideline. You want to see that. And they're fanning each other. Oh, man. Lily Grantham back to serve, 15-12. The Hawks don't seem like they want to go away, but there's a service error. Brings it down a notch, 15-13. Slavic. Back to serve. She's, of course, 6'4", Stockwell Prep Academy, Brighton, Michigan. Her serve, big time, big time. And Nima Johnson reached out and tried to kick the ball. You got to stay focused now. 15-4. You got to have fun, but you got to stay focused now, Nima. Splivik, service error. 16-14, side out. Here are the Hawks on the serve. Number 11, Madison Candela. 16-14. And most of the power has come from the outside, and when it has, it's been Olivia Miller, if it hasn't been Splivik. I was wrong, but I was right. 16-15. Henry Ford with the lead, trying to hang in here. And from the outside, and that's out. 17-15 Hawks. Camille Brown in the serve. And Chikinowicz working her way into this lineup. She thought she was going to redshirt. Nonetheless, Henry Ford needs a 5'9", 140-pounder from Lake Fenton High School. Camille Brown, nice serve, but it sails out. 17-16. Olivia Miller on the serve. Looks like a game of hot potato. And that was Trobovich on the point to tie it all. It's tied at 17 all. Miller on the serve. It's a jump serve that Alyssa Dyer handled. I think they called a double hit, 18-17. Hawks get it on the side out. Lily Grantham checks in for the Hawks. And back to serve is Megan Hollis. The Raiders try to sneak it in there. Didn't work. Nima Johnson, nice return. And at the net, Lily Grantham makes it 19-17. Timeout OCC. 19-17 here in game 2. The Raiders won game 1. And the Hawks have responded, and they've led most of game 2 here. And let's see if they can close this thing out. Up 19-17. Don't forget, we have the Hawks Invitational Wrestling meet on Saturday at noon. We'll be on the Henry Ford College website and also YouTube. All you got to do is punch us in, say Henry Ford College, and we'll pop up, and you'll hear everything you want from the comforts of your own living room. So make sure you join us on Saturday, and just pray for me because it's going to be interesting because I haven't done volleyball. I haven't done wrestling, rather, in years. I've written about it, but I have never broadcasted it, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to do this. Been studying, so I'm looking forward to this. Beautiful facility here, the Athletic Memorial Building. Wish you could be here, but since you can't, join us on the Henry Ford College live stream and YouTube. All you got to do is punch in Henry Ford College, and it shows up. Henry Ford Hawks women's volleyball team fighting hard trying to get a win here. I love the fact that they have remained positive. 3-7 doesn't show and is not indicative of the growth that they've made, some of the strides. Sure, there's some things that need to improve, but they are nonetheless a work in progress. 3-7, taking on OCC. They're 5-3. Back to serve is number 9, Megan Hollis. Side out, and it's 19-18. And the Raiders come in on a 4-game winning streak. At one point, that overcame that 3-game losing streak that they had. On the serve was number 9, Jordan Grants. And Henry Ford responded. Here's the outside hitting. And that's out by Splavik. And back into the match is Natalie Nelson she's a setter from Lutheran Northwest High School. Back to serve for the Hawks is Alyssa Dar. Service error, 20-19 Hawks. Got to take care of the ball, to use a football and basketball analogy. And Joke-by is back to serve for Henry Ford. And Camille Brown couldn't handle that one. And so now we're tied at 20. It's a race to 5. And Joke-by has been pretty efficient with their serving tonight. She adds a jump to it. And I think they're going to get Megan Hollis. She reached over the net. 21-20, that's a violation. Joke-by back to serve. Henry Ford trying to stay in it. Bench trying to be encouraging here. They recovered, the Raiders did. Now it's Henry Ford setting it up for the outside. Not a touch. And they go right to the power. Leave it to the Raiders to spoil the party. Splavik, 22-20. When you know that you have a strength, it's like having an ace in a game of blackjack. You pull it when you need it. Playing spades. If you know how to play spades. I'm not very good, but I know aces are pretty good to have. And she scores another point, Splavik. 23-20. Scored the last 2 points for the Raiders. Number 10, Alyssa Dar checks in. The Raiders have the lead. And Joke-by, their best server, back to handle the business for them. And that was weird. That hit Madison Candela right on her leg. She really didn't have a chance to return that. Nima Johnson, sometimes you have luck. You can call that skill. That's game point, but there's a service error at the wrong time. This may open the door for the Hawks. Let's hope so. 24-21 side out. Kelsey Harris checking back in. Nima Johnson checking out. And the captain checks in for Chikenowitz. That's Madison Somberg, and she's going to take the ball and serve it. 24-21, game 2. Let's see. Good serve, 24-22. I thought there was a little confusion on the Raiders side on what to do. Cost them a point, 24-22. The Hawks edging closer. So Nima Johnson comes in for Chikenowitz. And that's it. Service error kills it. Kills the rally. And the Hawks go down 25-22. So we're going to get ready for game 3, and let's see what happens. The Hawks are going to have to dig themselves. They controlled the second game. And it just kind of fell apart. But more than anything, the Raiders used their power to get back in this thing and really take command of it. When you have an athlete like Lita Splivak, stuff like that can occur where you can take over when you want, and they did that. And so if Henry Ford's going to get back in this thing, I think they have to be patient, play their kind of game, which is dink, dunk, hit this thing with nice touch over the net. And when you have an opportunity to go to that power, use Kelsey Harris, use Janae Collins, use Madison Candela from the outside. That hasn't happened a lot today with Madison. So let's see what they can generate here in game 3 to stay alive, and then you can start thinking about game number 4 and game number 5. But right now it's 2-0. They have not won a game this season against OCC, and that's one of the things that Coach Oakland was referring to in the pregame. She talked about how she expected Henry Ford to come out and seek revenge and on their home floor. And it makes a difference when you're in here and you're playing, by the way, without fans. Maybe the energy of a crowd can help you, but tonight it just doesn't seem as though Henry Ford can match up with these girls so far. It's 2-0. And you don't want that to happen. But we're just counting down the time in between the games. And let's see. Henry Ford seems to be enthusiastic, seems to be still excited and into the match. The ladies have a lot of fun. And I think that's what this is about this year. In the process of building, you want to enjoy yourself. So they are doing that. So the importance of maintaining the focus, hanging in there, doing what you need to do, and just finishing things up. So you got to get one of these big wins, though. That helps the process, the building process, and it helps the morale of the team if you can beat good teams. This team comes in, the Raiders of OCC come in with a 4-game winning streak. So they're nothing to shake a stick at. It's not going to be easy. None of the matchups in the Metro Division of the MCCAA are easy. So here we go as we're getting ready. The Raiders have used the serve of Shupresha Joke-by, and the play around the outside and the net of Lila Splivak, the 6'4" dynamo tonight, to go up 2-0. Okay. And Dallas Young, and my regular partner, he was doing the community service. I saw this on Channel 7 down at Detroit Pal, the corner ballpark. Help distribute turkeys to needy families. That's what I'm talking about. Dallas Young and the Henry Ford College baseball team doing their part during the pandemic. So it's been a year. It's hard for me to believe that, but I'm really proud of that young man. He does a good job. It's easy to work with. Hey, and keep up the good work. And I look forward to having you back, because I ain't going to sit here and do this volleyball and wrestling without you. I need you. So hopefully we'll see you soon. And here we go. In game number 3, let's see. And it's 1-0 as Olivia Miller scores that one for OCC. She's going to serve as we get some substitutions. Evan Hughes is in. Miller, 1-0. There's a nice point. 1-all, side out. The Hawks will serve it. Back to serve is Alyssa Dyer. And that's out. Side out. 2-1 Raiders as Jordan Grant is back to serve. Grant's to serve, goes to the back row. On the outside, and it's out as Lily Grantham tried to return the ball but couldn't. 3-1 Raiders in game 3. And at the net, Evan Hughes blocked it. 4-1 Raiders. Serve. Nima Johnson fights, keeps it alive. At the net. That's Madison Candela, who's done an admirable job when called upon in the front row. Coming into the match is Kelsey Harris and Madison Somberg, Nima Johnson and Veronica Chikanowicz. Check out. Back to serve is Somberg, the captain. Raiders coming from the outside. And that was Kelsey Harris. That was all Kelsey Harris at the net. 4-3 Raiders. I guess the Hawks are saying so far, you're not leaving out here without a fight. And they are showing some toughness. But the service error creeps back in as a side out, 5-3. So back to serve now is Shupresha Jokbai. Has had a good night with the serves. There's an example of that, 6-3. What do you do when you're down 2-zip and you're trailing 6-3? Joke by, and she's out. Service error. 6-4. Lily Grantham. See what she has on her serve tonight. And lays it in there. And it's 6-5, and the Hawks continue to fight. Raiders setting it up. And they are hanging tough. Way to go for Kelsey Harris. Went low to get it. And not sure what the call was there. 7-5. Point goes to the Raiders. Evan Hughes. Another service error. Kills rallies. 7-6. Side out to the Hawks. Back in is Alyssa Dyer. And Madison Candela will serve for the Hawks. And anytime that big number 15, Lila Splavik, has returned the ball, it's been a problem for the Hawks. That's a big girl. Listed at 6'4", has her goggles on. And she back there serving and making a difference. 9-6. I think I'm not going to say single-handedly because she's had some help, but she's been, it's fair to say, dominant tonight. She's made a difference. Somebody's going to sign her. And I'm talking a 4-year school. After she's done at OCC. 9-7 side out. As Chikenowitz going to check back in. And along with Camille Brown. Kelsey Harris and Sonberg are out. Chikenowitz gives you another body, that's for sure, right around the net. And that's a good thing. Camille Brown, a sophomore. Got almost a body. If Dallas was here, we'd be talking about whether or not that was a body. 10-7, side out. We try to have as much fun as we can. And that's Gormley. Jump serve, and that's way out. Making that service there, that's a rally killer and a rally stealer. 10-8. The Henry Ford Hawks get it. Number 7, Lily Grantham checks in. And they score here. And that's 10-9. Great play by the Hawks. And they have been feisty in game 3, as they were in game 2 for the majority of the game. Let's see if they can mount to rally here as Megan Hollis, a freshman out of Romeo High School, service errors. That's the theme tonight. They have killed the Hawks, hurt the Hawks more than they've hurt the Raiders. Raiders have made their share of them. Evan Hughes is in. Olivia Miller, who's had some success as back serving. It's her turn. 11-9, make it 12-9. Little confusion there for the Hawks. Midway through this match. And it was tough sailing there or tough sledding, and just a tough time to try to return that by the Hawks, and it's 13-9. Miller, I'd like to see her serve percentage in the final stats. And at the net, that was either Grants or Hughes, but it's a point for the Raiders. 14-9, timeout. That's a good timeout by the Hawks coach Shannon Braun. 14-9, game number 3. If you just joined us, the Raiders from Oakland Community College lead it 2-0. And they played 9 days ago, back on March the 2nd at OCC, and the Raiders won that match 3-0. So Henry Ford thus far and hasn't been able to get a game off of the Raiders, but they're going to continue to try. They were up in the second game for most of the match, and it just kind of fell apart when the Raiders went to their power game from the outside. And it's been namely one young lady, Lila Splivik, 6'4", freshman, middle blocker, outside hitter, and she has been, dominant. She has made her mark right here. So 14-9, timeout, Henry Ford, and hey, the Hawks have shown enthusiasm. Last week, this was the same situation when Mott was here, and Mott's a good team. The Raiders, 4-game winning streak, they're pretty good too, 5-3. Henry Ford 3-7, but nothing to be ashamed of. They haven't laid down for anyone. And let's see if they have enough to fight back and get this game to continue this match. And make that 15-9, a little bit too far on the return. See how the girls on the sideline maintain their energy level. Like a bunch formation there. Henry Ford uses some good strategy there, going across the court. So, violation there, and it's 16-9. Not looking good right now for the Hawks as Miller continues to have some success with the serve, but not right there. I jinxed her. 16-10. And maybe I should continue to praise her and jinx her. Alyssa Dar in for the Hawks, and back to serve Nima Johnson. Henry Ford. Side out there, double hit, 17-10. And back to serve is Jordan Grants. And that's too far. So side out, and the Hawks get it, 17-11. Here comes Kelsey Harris and Madison Somberg back into the match as Chikinowicz and Camille Brown check out. Nice rotation. Somberg on the serve. Henry Ford can't return it. Side out, 18-11. As Anna Turbovich out of Oxford, sophomore, is going to serve. Seemed kind of a flat serve. Henry Ford setting it up. Good power. And nobody could return. That ball hit the floor. That ball hit the floor. And I guess they made up for it with that call, because that ball hit the floor. I'm telling you, it hit the floor. That should have been a point for Henry Ford a little while ago. 18-12, nonetheless. And Lily Grantham is back to serve. Let's see if Henry Ford can use that as momentum. (19-12). That's number 13, Lauren Pausch, is back to serve for the Raiders. And they said that serve was in. And Pausch scores it 20-12. It's looking pretty bleak right now for the Hawks unless they can hit some rallies. Nice directional serve. And Megan Hollis couldn't return it. It's 21-12. Henry Ford gets a side out. 21-13. This is what I mean about the spirit of this Hawks team. Alyssa Dar checks in. And Madison Candell on the serve. And they get it across, although it hit the ceiling. And the Hawks is trying to set it up, and no one seemed to be alert. And that's a mental error, 22-13. You got to stay in this thing. Splavek closed out the last game, and now she's serving in this game at the end, 22-13. And here comes the Raiders with the power. Henry Ford going to match it. And yes, that was out. And that's the call. And it's 22-14 side out to the Hawks. Here comes Camille Brown. Here comes Veronica Chikenowicz. And let's see if Camille Brown can, the 5'3" sophomore out of Taylor Prep. Let's see if she can keep this thing alive. 22-14, game 3. The Raiders are up 2-0. And there was some issue with the rotation. Some issue with the rotation or alignment with Henry Ford, and that's a point for the Raiders. So it's 23-14. 2 more points and this thing's over. 1 more point and it's match point. Henry Ford scores, keeps it alive at 23-15. Henry Ford still fighting. You gotta love it. Megan Hollis is back to serve. And that goes out. And so now we got match point and back to serve. If there's a co-star for the Raiders, it's been Olivia Miller. Checking in for the Raiders was number 12, Evan Hughes, with the match on the line. Let's see, jump serve. Henry Ford trying to fight to stay alive in this match. That's a nice return. Shikenowitz. She's done a good job tonight for someone who is first action of the year. And I think Coach Brown was pretty proud of that. Nice point, 24-16. Nima Johnson, one of the better servers on this Hawks roster. I'm glad I didn't jinx her. And that's an error by Jordan Grants. Can we just say that she might have choked that one away? Back to serve, Nima Johnson. That's out. And it's 24-18 now. Don't look now, but Henry Ford is fighting to stay alive. Down 2-0. Nima Johnson serving. Almost a service error. Good job. Nima Johnson. Nice touch. And that's Shikenowitz, and she has played very well tonight, 24-19. Her first action that I've seen here at home, 24-19. She was listed as a red shirt on the roster in the stat pack, but she's played tonight, 24-19. The Raiders look a little miscombobulated. They got to get it across. They do. And they are fighting. Miller sets it. And they end it. Nope. That was out. 24-20. We thought that the umpire here changed the call here. It's 24-20, and I thought that was the end of the match. Thank goodness. He's overruled there. The official that's on the back line called it in, and the official at the net called it out. So it's 24-20. Eric Pate with you here at the Athletics Memorial Building. Happy to be with you. Women's volleyball, Henry Ford College. Make sure Saturday you tune in to the Hawks Invitational. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And then next week we'll be back with you for some more volleyball action as Terra State comes in to face the Henry Ford Hawks. So make sure you join us. And we'll be back with you on the 23rd with some men's basketball. Macomb will be with us. So you want to join us then. So stay tuned, stay ready, stay with us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nima Johnson. And that's it. Number 12, Evan Hughes, ended all thoughts, talk, or anything of a comeback with that kill. So the final score in game number 3 is 25-20. And let's just give you the scores real quickly. Oakland wins it in straight sets, 3-0, 25-19, 25-22, and 25-20. So the Henry Ford Hawks dropped to 3-8, and the Oakland Community College Raiders improved to 6-3, and they win their 5th match in a row. For everyone associated with the Henry Ford College Athletics Department, I'm Eric Pate saying so long from the Athletic Memorial Building. Final score, Oakland Community College 3, Henry Ford College